Now the bonus plan, very quickly here, just to outline the 5 different packages: starter, trader, pro trader, executive, and tycoon trader. So you've got 5 levels of education there. Of course, tycoon has all 5 levels. It costs €5,000. And something to notice here, if you're a networker, there's 5,000 BV. So our euro price and our BV are identical. We're not one of those companies that says, look, we'll charge you €5,000, but we only pay BV on 3,000. No, it's 1-to-1. And as you see here in the Tycoon Trader package, you get 60,000 tokens. Well, if you did nothing else but sell all your tokens, if you were really short term in your thinking, the starting price of the tokens was 10 cents, and of course they're going to go up. But even at 10 cents, if you sell, and this is euro cents, if you sold all 60,000 at 10 cents, that's 6,000 euros you'd make. It only costs you 5,000. So it's really the best deal, in my opinion. You also get 2,500 Aurum gold coins in your package, which is really a kind of thank you from us. So that's 2.5 milligrams of gold, 2.5 grams of gold, I'm sorry. And you also get a one card, which is our debit card for receiving commissions. There are 8 different types of bonuses. Here's the one card here. As I said, it's a very simple but classical binary. Okay, I won't go into huge detail. Direct sales bonus, that's basically all your personal sales. You sponsor me, I buy a Tycoon package for €5,000, you make 10%. Very simple. Network bonus, you sponsor me or someone else sponsors me and I'm on your weaker leg. I buy a Tycoon package, 10% of that, you get paid the business volume, you get paid 10% of that. So if one Tycoon package happens in your weaker leg once a week, that's €500 right there. Okay. Matching bonus, one of the easiest matching bonuses I've ever seen in the industry, and very, very attractive. Your full-time permanent qualification for matching bonus is simply 2 personal sales of a trader package, which is €500 or higher, one on the left and one on the right. Now you're permanently qualified. And then, according to which package you have, you can get up to 25% on your 4th generation. Of course, as you can see, Tycoon package gives the most matching bonus. I'm going to show you a couple of examples very quickly. I'm going to concentrate on Tycoon because, frankly, to me, this is where the money is. But of course, you can see everything else, see whatever you get as a trader and so on. I made 2 assumptions that the people in this example are making €100 a week in network bonus. Well, that's not hard to believe when I've already shown you that making 500 a week from network bonus is entirely possible. And of course that you are qualified with your minimum 2 sales left and right, 1 sale left and right. If you did the very basic business building of finding 2 people, helping them find 2, helping them, and going through 4 generations, if they're all earning, say, €200 per week, sorry, €100 per week, you would make €620 a week just in matching bonus. This excludes any other area of income. Of course, you can see here what a trader would make, pro trader, executive trader, etc. But that is below average, because in our industry, the average is somewhere between 2 and 3 people. That's industry averages. Some sponsor, 50 or 60 people, some sponsor nil, but the industry average is somewhere between 2 and 3. So let's imagine instead of just sponsoring 2 and teaching them to get 2, let's say you do 50% more work. Now you get 3, help them get 3, etc. through 4 generations. Let's see how that changes this number from 620 to 2,785. Okay, that's just doing 50% more work and doing really what I consider an average job. You find 3, help them find 3, help them find 3 through 4 generations, and get them up to a point where they're making €100 a week average. That is an entirely plausible figure. But you're not average. Everyone on this call are leaders. You're early adopters. We're just getting started. So the fact that we've got all of these people from all these countries on the call tonight, you are people who've caught the vision. So let's see what would happen if you do this as a leader. And you're going to get at least 5. And you're going to help them get at least 5 through 4 generations. Let's see how that changes your matching bonus potential. €18,425 per week just in matching bonus. Okay, that excludes any other kind of income. Of course, the others are still making great money, but it doesn't go up by anywhere near the same amount. Now, you may turn around to me and say, well, Nigel, you know, it's going to take me quite a while to find 5 good ones and help them find 5 and so on through 4 generations. It might take me a year. It might take me 2 years. I would say, well, so what? What's 2 years? How long has it taken you doing your previous job or your previous business to get to 18,000 euros a week? Or are you even making that amount a week? So if it takes you 2 years to achieve this, good. That's not a problem. Spend the next 2 years, spend the next year, however long. Some people, by the way, will achieve this in 2 months, 3 months, not 2 years. Depends how fast you want to work. And this is just matching bonus, by the way. We have another bonus called startup bonus. Within your first 30 days after you join, 10% of all direct sales, you make an additional 10%. So you've already made 10% direct sales bonus, you'll make an additional 10%. The only qualification is you generate over 5,500 euros in BV. One Life bonus, I won't go into that. Really, it's a simple rewards program. Outside of the plan, it's really a loyalty program, just like airline club rewards or hotel rewards and so on. So you'll be able to save these points up and trade them in for holidays and luxury watches. And how do you get these points? Very, very simple. Sign up early, because everyone who joins the company after you, so here shows you examples of, you know, if 250,000 people join after you and you have a tycoon package, your points would be going up by 6,500 per day. Okay, so you see this accumulating in your back office on a daily basis. So again, there is nothing to do except sign up early, because everyone who joins after you anywhere in the world will add to your One Life points. Now, what I will show you next, our leadership program. I said that we were going to be announcing that this evening, and I know many of you have been looking for that. The benefit of the leadership program is we've already got a very lucrative, a very fair, and very simple compensation plan without a lot of catches. Now we're adding something extra to that for the people who really want to go the extra mile. And this is where we're going to be recognizing you at events and conventions and so on, and giving you extra awards for your efforts, and you will deserve it too. So basically, here it is. You're the first people to see this. Recognition and rewards program starting 1st of November 2014. That's 2 days away, okay? Each successive pin status or rank will be achieved based upon your monthly business volume, okay? In your weaker leg and also your total volume. The first level is the sapphire position, and the top position is the crown diamond position. I'm going to show you in a second what you can get for those things. All right, let's have a look. So, sapphire. All you need to do to be recognized as a sapphire in our organization, in the OneCoin business, is to have a qualifying total volume of 7,000 BV and be matching bonus qualified. Matching bonus qualified, what does that mean? You've sponsored 1 trader or higher on your left and 1 on the right, okay? You'll get a sapphire pin and certificate from the company. Ruby, you will get an iPhone 6 or equivalent. By the time you make it, it might be an iPhone 7, who knows? All you need is 10,000 in your weaker leg. Now remember what that means. That's just 2 tycoon packages. It's not that much. And a total qualifying volume of 40,000 points. Again, to do that, you need to also have sponsored 2 sapphires. Okay? As you can see a pattern here, you build your team by helping other people achieve your level. Emerald goes a bit higher. Emerald pin and certificate. You're going to get a MacBook Air. Your qualification, 40,000 euros in your weaker leg, 80,000 total volume. Qualification, sponsor 3 rubies. Okay, so here's where it starts to pay dividend if you start to build more than 1 leg. Diamond, you're going to get the trip of a lifetime. Whether that is a 2-week holiday in the Maldives or you know, a trip to I have no idea, Monaco, you name it. The Caribbean, these are the kinds of holidays and trips that the diamond trips will be. And to achieve that, you need 80,000 in your weaker leg, 200,000 in total volume, and to have sponsored 3 emeralds. Then we start getting into really serious stuff as well. To become blue diamond, you get a diamond pin and certificate. You get a Rolex watch or equivalent. 200,000 in weaker leg volume, 500,000 in qualifying total volume, and to have sponsored 4 diamonds. By the way, notice what we're doing here. These are additional rewards and recognition for doing what you should have been doing anyway. This isn't anything different. You would have been achieving these kinds of targets anyway in the course of building your business, okay? So this is extra rewards and recognition. You know, there will be no feeling like getting up on stage in Hong Kong or in Monaco or in the Caribbean or wherever we do these events and awards and receiving a Rolex in front of everyone, in front of your whole team for what you achieved. Then you get to black diamond. Now we're getting to the serious stuff. We're talking about gold Rolexes, okay? And really the pinnacle of our business is the crown diamond. And you will get 500,000 euros worth of Aurum gold coins. In other words, you can actually sell those for 500,000 euros cash. Or hold on to them, trade them, do whatever you want. But 500,000 euros worth of Aurum gold coins for our top achievers, and of course the recognition that comes with that, and a crown diamond ring. So that, by the way, this will be, or the Seychelles Island, absolutely, Raphael. But of course it will be at a 5, 6 or 7-star resort, wherever we choose. And this, by the way, will be in our back office. You'll be able to look at it and download it, and I will be uploading this to YouTube later. What are the Aurum Gold coins? Well, you've heard me talk about it. This is a partner company of ours based in Dubai, and they are a hybrid cryptocurrency where they actually back every single coin with 1 milligram of solid gold stored in a vault in Dubai. All our members receive, depending on the packages, free gold coins in their package. As you saw, the Tycoon package gets 2,500 of them. Even a starter package gets 50 gold coins. So this is really the company's way of saying thank you for joining us. As well as your trading academy, as well as the tokens, you're also getting the One Life points, you're also getting the free gold coins. So there's lots of value in your package, okay? I mentioned splits earlier. Splits are where the company decides at a predetermined time, once we hit certain targets, that all tokens in your account will double in quantity, okay? Now that will allow you to do all sorts of things. As I say, I would hold on to them and use those towards your slots in the mining pools. That's just me. The Tycoon package, by the way, will split 2 times. Every other package will split 1 time. So again, you're going to make some decisions and choices along the way. Very quickly then, this is the trajectory of a typical cryptocurrency. In the beginning, it's easy to mine and the price is low and the yield is high. You get a lot of them. As more and more of the coins are found, in other words, there's less and less to find, fewer and fewer to find, the mining difficulty therefore increases, the resources required to mine increase, and therefore the price increases. This is just mathematical certainty. Now, let's apply that to one coin. You see, Dr. Ruja, if you remember from her bio, she has extensive background in both finance and law and banking. So she does really pretty detailed financial modeling. And so this isn't idle guesswork. The one coin will start being mined and trading in about a month to 6 weeks at 50 euro cents. In other words, it will take you 5 tokens to yield one coin at that time and that price. That's why you need as many tokens in your account as possible. Those will conservatively, in our opinion, rise over the course of the first 12 months to €2.50. At the very minimum, you're getting 5 times your money in the first year. I personally think that we'll way shoot past that figure because, of course, this depends on the growth of the network. The more people who join, the higher this number becomes. And I believe that our recruiting numbers will simply explode over the coming months. As I said at the top of this call, just before we started, there were 3,640 people registered as miners with the company on the front of our website just before this call. That's over 1,000 since I sent out October 20th newsletter 10 days ago. Okay, so in the last 10 days, we've put on another 1,000 people. This is going to accelerate. Okay, so this is what you can expect in the first year based upon sophisticated projections. Let's look at the 3-year plan. Well, take this and extrapolate it out. Over 3 years, on the conservative side, we estimate your OneCoins will rise to 50 euros in value and possibly even 100 euros. And again, remember what I said, this could go to a lot more than that, simply due to the growth of the network. You know, we're starting to hit the Chinese market already. There are 1.3 billion people in China alone. There's 1.2 billion people in India alone. There's 500 million people in Europe. There's 300 million people in North America. See where we're going with this? The numbers are staggering. And when you have a look at Bitcoin, which actually had that we actually did an analysis on Bitcoin because it's all transparent and it has to be with a cryptocurrency, and found out that actually there are only no more than about 250,000 people worldwide who own more than one Bitcoin. So out of the 10 million Bitcoins that have ever been mined, there's no more than about 250,000 people owning more than one. There are probably quite a few people who own half a Bitcoin and a quarter of a Bitcoin because the price rose too high. But those are significantly small numbers. When you look at network marketing and what we can do, we are going to be, yes, I know the mistake on the slide. Thanks for testing. We're going to correct that. I saw that earlier. We are going to be way exceeding those numbers. 250,000 people and 21 million coins. We're going to have, in my opinion, 2 to 5 million people in the next 3 to 5 years, and that won't even be with all the coins in circulation at that point. So again, if you're taking a long-term view, and in fact, let's talk about strategies next. If you're taking a long-term view, as I would try and hold on to my tokens, not sell them, and use them to buy as many slots in the mining pools as I can when the coin is cheap, and then sell the coin when it rises. This is going to solve your financial future worries, okay? And in fact, ideas. You can take a short-term strategy, which is where you cash out quickly, you sell all your tokens at the market price of 4 to 5 months. Even as a pro trader at €1,000 pack, you can make 2,000 to 3,000 profit. As a tycoon, you can make 30 to 45,000 profit based upon projections. The long-term strategy, this is more conservative, but over 8 to 12 months or 24 months, and you put your tokens into the mining pools, as a pro trader, you'll make 19 to 39,000 euros profit. By the way, this is without sponsoring anyone. This is just on your pack alone. And a tycoon, 235,000 to 475,000 euros in profit. Well, frankly, I would buy as many tycoon packs as I could afford. That's just me. And of course, you can have a balanced strategy as well, where you can sell some tokens to recover your initial investment, and then, as they say, you're playing with the house money. And that's what you can do there.